The search for the suspect in the shooting death of a Pennsylvania state trooper headed into its third day Sunday, with federal investigators and authorities from New York and New Jersey joining a burgeoning manhunt and hundreds of interviews to be conducted. Corporal Byron Dixon, a 7-year veteran and married father of 2 young sons, was killed at about 10:50 p.m. Friday about 35 miles east of Scranton. Dixon, 38, and Trooper Alex Douglas, 31, were shot during a shift change in what police believe was an ambush targeting police. Douglas remained in critical but stable condition Sunday following surgery for gunshot wounds at Scranton's Geisinger Medical Center. Calls to his parents' home went unanswered. Authorities are focusing their search efforts in eastern Pennsylvania, with the FBI and Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives assisting the state probe. There has been an exhaustive search conducted by hundreds of members of law enforcement, said Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens. We have canvassed the wooded areas, neighborhoods. We are convinced this individual is no longer in that immediate area. Police are asking anyone with information to state police at 570-253-7126 or toll-free tipline 866-326-7256. The non-profit group Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers is offering a $50,000 reward for tips about the shootings. It's asking anyone with information to call 800-4PA-TIPS or submit the tip online, http://bit.ly/1QZ13. We've received many tips and they're being assigned to investigators as we speak, State Police spokeswoman Connie Devens told USA Today Sunday. She said Jeffrey Dudek, described earlier as a person of interest, had been questioned. Devens said hundreds of people are expected to be interviewed. He's still a person of interest, but no charges have been filed, Devens said. Blooming Grove is a township of about 4,000 people about 35 miles east of Scranton. State Police spokesman Trooper Adam Reed said the barracks govern most of Pike County, which runs along the Delaware River and borders New Jersey and New York. There's a lot of rural area up where they patrol, he said. As the primary police force in the county, they're going to respond to anything and everything. Governor Tom Corbett ordered a Pennsylvania flags at state facilities to fly at half-staff. The incident in Blooming Grove shows, once again, that our first responders face constant danger in order that the rest of us may live in peace and safety, Corbett said. Wives of state troopers in Pike County have set up an online fund to help the troopers' families with a target of raising $25,000. So far, they've raised $6,625. North Korea sentenced an American to 6 years of hard labor Sunday for allegedly entering the country illegally and trying to spy on the highly secretive state. Mattew Miller, 24, of Bakersfield, California, has been held since April 10, when he entered North Korea as a tourist with a New Jersey-based tour company. State news agency KCNA previously reported that Miller had torn up his tourist visa during his trip and said he wanted asylum. At Sunday's 90-minute trial at the North Korean Supreme Court, the prosecution argued this was a ruse that Miller hoped would enable him to commit espionage against North Korea, the Associated Press reported from Pyongyang. The court said Miller had admitted to having the wild ambition of experiencing prison life in order to carry out a secret investigation of North Korea's human rights situation, AP said. The prosecution alleged that Miller had claimed, falsely, that his iPad and iPod contained secret information about the U.S. military in South Korea. Miller is the second of 3 U.S. citizens being detained in North Korea to be tried and jailed. Kenneth Bae, 45, a Korean-American missionary, is serving a 15-year sentence of hard labor in North Korea. Another U.S. tourist, Jeffrey Fowle, 56, a street repairs worker from Miamisburg, Ohio, still awaits trial for leaving a Bible at a Seamen's Club in May. After Sunday's verdict, the U.S. State Department urged North Korea to release Miller, as well as Bae and Fowle. Now that Mr. Miller has gone through a legal process, We urge DPRK to grant him amnesty and immediate release, State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki said in a statement, using North Korea's official name, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Earlier this month, North Korea made all three men available for brief, monitored interviews. Miller told CNN he prepared to violate the law of DPRK before coming here. And I deliberately committed my crime. Miller asked the U.S. government to secure his release but did not comment on why he tore up his visa. North Korea has a long history of attempting to use American detainees to win attention and concessions from Washington, which insists Pyongyang must give up its nuclear ambitions before relations can be normalized. Some Western detainees have been released because of ill health or advanced age, after they confessed to their hostile acts against North Korea. Pyongyang has rebuffed repeated efforts this year by the U.S. to send envoy Robert King to North Korea to discuss human rights issues. Few details are known about Miller, who AP reported had waived his right to a lawyer and was handcuffed and led from the courtroom after sentencing. The court ruled that it would not hear any appeals. Miller went to South Korea about 4 years ago, to visit his brother, and found a job teaching English, a neighbor told AP in July. Miller was traveling with Yuri Tours, which offers trips to the little-visited nation. Nothing in his tour application raised concerns prior to his departure, John Dantzler-Wolf, the director of Yuri Tours, told Reuters in April. The travel agency also said that Miller had requested local guides only, not the foreign guides they usually also supply. The U.S. has no diplomatic relations with North Korea and strongly warns Americans against visiting the country. Yet, the U.S. has become the largest source of Western visitors there, according to Beijing-based Arirang Tours, the most well-established operator of trips to North Korea. At least 1/4 of the estimated 5,006,000 Western tourists to North Korea last year were from the U.S., said Simon Cockerell, managing director of Arirang Tours.